Ampetukila. Today.
My grandfather was Chief Hollowhorn Bear. My mother was the youngest daughter of his. And she told me the story of my grandfather. In 1893, went to Crow Agency to make peace. His message was just brief. It says, we're all fenced in now, and unless we work together, we will all die.
Our tribal homelands, the pieces of the ancestral homelands that we still have left, are the lands that we own together, and the lands that we own individually. There are two things that Indian people can do to protect those lands. The first is to make sure they don't go out of trust. The second is to make sure the ownership of the land doesn't fractionate any further. To find out what land you and your family own and where it is means a visit to the BIA and the Office of the Special Trustee. They keep records of your land, how you came to own it, all the way back to the original allottee in the time of the Dawes Act.
How do I find out where my land is and what do I do with it, and can you help me accomplish that?
Right at my desk, right at my fingertips, I have all the information you would need to start estate planning on your own. I can find how much money is in your account. I can find what sections of land you own. I can find your relatives. I can find which probate. Don't forget your printout.
After you have gotten your land description, then you have to sit down and decide what you want to do with that land. It may be one or many small, undivided interests. It's important to make sure it does not fractionate any further. To do this, you will need to make a will, and make sure your parents and grandparents have a will. If you do, you get to decide what happens with your land. If you don't, someone else will. A good place to get all the help you need, a good place to go, is the Dakota Plains Legal Services.
It's not just a good idea to make a will or to do estate planning, but for Native Americans today, young and old, I would say that it would be almost a duty to protect the land, a duty to protect the reservations and trust land. I would encourage any young person, either for themselves or for their parents or grandparents, to come to some place like Dakota Plains Legal Services or anyone else that is out there helping with this issue. Good morning, Legal Services. We do all the work. It's not complicated, and we will walk through every step with you. So again, I would encourage people, not simply because it's a good idea, but because I believe it is a duty to help protect the trust land and the reservations.
Remember that land that goes out of trust, out of Indian control, is open to exploitation.
Well, if you don't mind, I'll close it in Lakota and share a song of encouragement. Dakota Shela wash agmaya yo hey Dakota Shela wash agmaya yo hey Dakota Shela Apetukile washag maya yo ay Trukashila washag maya yo ay Trukashila shag maya yo Trokashila Wopila Mkeni Chapelo Omitaka. Thank you. Thank you very much.